I'm a huge fan of the Collegiate Summer Baseball Leagues that run across North America. And for me, my local league is the Western Canadian Baseball League, featuring 12 teams from across the provinces of Alberta and Saskatchewan. And in my previous video, we took a deeper look at that league, but the season kicks off this weekend. Games began Friday, running through Saturday and Sunday as each team begins their 56-game schedule that will run until mid-August when a champion will be declared. And so I want to take a deeper dive into the Western Canadian Baseball League and preview all 12 teams. So join me on this journey. Let's go. Let's kick it off in the West Division, where you're going to find those 6 bum teams from Alberta. And I can say that. I'm from Saskatchewan. So kicking it off in Alberta, first up is going to be the Edmonton Prospects, who are back after a one-year hiatus. This team began in 2005, but last year missed the season because they are building a brand new ballpark, and it looks fantastic. The brand new Meshack Metro Ballpark, 3,470 seat capacity, built out in Spruce Grove, Alberta, will be the new home of the Edmonton Prospects, and I think Prospects fans should be really impressed with the facility that has been put together. The team is going to be headed by head coach Jordan Blundell, and they are going to thrive in this new complex. And check out some of the talent that they've got coming in. Left-handed pitcher Jacob Canuel is a reliever to look out for from Langley, British Columbia. He'll be a star reliever for the Prospects, to be sure. And they've got a really nice setup behind the plate. Catcher Josh Cody is joining the Prospects, and he had 20 home runs this season in his college season. And another catcher, Jordan Singleton, is in, and his college numbers had a .363 batting average. So check out some of these young, talented catchers on the Prospects this summer. Moving on, we have the Brooks Bombers, who began play in May of 2016. They play at Elks Field, which has an 800-seat capacity. They are looking for a return to the playoffs under new coach Dan Morgan. And the Bombers have bringing in some really interesting talent. Check out pitcher Tomoka Jitsukawa. He's coming over from Japan. In 61 2/3 innings in college this season, he went 7-0 with a 3.06 ERA out of the bullpen. And returning this year, the Bombers is third baseman Xander Bretza, who last year put up a .303 average with 6 home runs and 38 RBIs for the Bombers. So Bretza is back and looking to build on another solid collegiate summer season with the Bombers in Brooks. Turning our attention to the Fort McMurray Giants, they began play in 2016 and play at Legacy Dodge Field with a 5,500 seat capacity. They've qualified for playoffs the last 2 seasons, but are still looking for their first playoff win as they've been swept by the Gulls and the Dogs in the last couple of years. Led by head coach Joe Ellison, they've got a returning lefty in Matt Whitney, who last year put up a 1.69 ERA with 32 strikeouts, and a slugger coming in, Peyton McDowell, who in his college games has 30 home runs, 131 RBIs, and a .375 batting average in 103 college games. So look for McDowell to go deep for the Giants this summer. Out in Lethbridge, the Bulls began play in 1999. They play at Spitz Stadium with a 3,000-seat capacity. They also have a new coach in Ryan McDonald, who's a former assistant for the Bulls, and their history actually has connections back to the Arizona Diamondbacks minor leagues. Check out a star pitcher coming back this season for the Bulls, Javier De Alejandro, who threw a no-hitter last season for the Bulls, and infielder Kalen Haney, who is back for a 4th season and has put up a .305 average and 96 runs in 121 games for the Bulls. Last year's second place finish in the Western Division was the Sylvan Lake Gulls. This team is relatively new, beginning play back in 2021, playing at Pogadal Park with a capacity of 1,384 seats. Head coach Jason Chatwood leads the Gulls. They have returning from 2022 the most outstanding pitcher, Josh Tucker, is back, and that season he had 91 strikeouts, which is a WCBL record. Also look for utility man Jack Shark, .359 average, 120 runs, and 49 stolen bases in college. Shark has got speed to burn for the Gulls. And lastly, in the West Division is going to be the reigning, defending champs from the last 2 seasons, the Okotoks Dogs. This team moved from Calgary in 2006 and play at Siemens Stadium with a 2,500 seat capacity, although the ballpark does hold 5,200 total. Manager Lou Pote is a former Major League Baseball pitcher, so you know he understands the game, and with 2 back-to-back championships, that much is clear. The Dogs are known for their quality Canadian content. Graham Brunner is back for a 7th season on the mound with a career 25-5 record for the Dogs. As well, 2022 WCBL MVP infielder Ricardo Sanchez is also back, so the Dogs are loading up for a run at a three-peat. Turning our attention now to the East Division, we have 1 team from Alberta and 5 from my home province of Saskatchewan, so let's get into it. The one Alberta team is the Medicine Hat Mavericks, who lost in the final last year to the Okotoks Dogs. They play at Athletic Park in Medicine Hat with a capacity of 2,200, led by coach Kevin Mitchell. They were, of course, that finalist in 2023. They this year, though, have no returning pitchers, but someone to really look out for, very interesting, the WCBL. Pitcher John Shields is new to the Mavericks, and he can throw 90-plus miles per hour with both arms, so I would love to see that. They also have 2023, their own top Canadian, Tyler Vanesti, is back. Last year hitting .286 with 32 runs in 44 games for the Mavericks, as they feature that Canadian talent as well. Last year's 5th place team in the division, the Weyburn Beavers, have fallen a little bit in hard times. They were a consistent playoff team before COVID, but have really struggled after. They play at Tom Lang Park in Weyburn, which has a capacity of 600 people, a ballpark I have played at. Head coach Cam Williams is in for the Beavers. He's also the head coach for the University of Calgary Dinos, which is very interesting, as the Beavers are really pushing Canadian content. They have infielder Easton Mold, who's from Nanaimo, BC, coming in this season. He hit .405 at UBC, as well as local product Tyron Dorrance, whose hometown is Alameda, Saskatchewan, just down the road really from Weyburn when you think about it. 30 hits in 39 games last year with the Beavers, so they're hoping to make a playoff push in 2024. Checking in next in Swift Current with the 57s. They were previously known as the Swift Current Indians. They changed to the 57s back in 2017 because they spent 57 seasons with their previous name. Head coach this season for the 57s is Jason Vena, who joins from Regina. They play at Mitchell Field, which is the smallest field in the Western Canadian Baseball League, coming in a capacity of 550 people. They've got some local talent as well in infielder Brady Alexander, who hit .291 with 20 runs and 18 RBIs last season and has hit .330 in college. And look for pitcher Kenny Jinks, 5-4, the .327 ERA and 3 saves last season for the 57s. The team I've seen the most in the Western Canadian Baseball League is the Regina Red Sox. And one thing about the Red Sox is they're actually in talks of hoping to build a new 3,500 seat stadium. They began play back in 2005 and play at Curry Field, a park that I know very well with a capacity of 2,000 people. Coach Ry Pathakos is back for the Red Sox. They are led by pitcher Zane Paulin, 57 strikeouts and a .245 ERA last year for the Sox. And watch out for first baseman Cody Hanna, .324 average, 17 home runs, 124 RBIs in his college career as he joins the Red Sox this summer. Last year's top Eastern Division team was the Moose Jaw Miller Express, but they dropped the semifinal series to the Mavericks. They play at Ross Wells Park in Moose Jaw with a capacity of 750 people. Another ballpark I have played in. Coach Eric Marriott is back once again for the Millers, and they have some very, very interesting talent coming back, especially on the mound. Pitcher Ethan Merck is back, who is 8-1 in 2023 and has a career .301 ERA in the Western Canadian Baseball League. He is back. As well, check out catcher Wyatt Tweet, who in 2023 hit .313 with 3 home runs and 27 RBIs as a rookie for the Millers. They are hoping to once again make a run at the East Division crown and try to get back to that final. And lastly, in the East Division, the expansion Saskatoon Berries. Western Canadian Baseball League just does not feel complete without a team in Saskatoon. The Saskatoon Yellow Jackets played their last season in 2014, so it's very, very nice to see the Berries make their jump into the Western Canadian Baseball League here in 2024. The Berries are going to play this season at Cairns Field with a capacity of 2,000 people, and I know there are renovations certainly ongoing. They're going to be led by Coach Joe Carnahan, who was an MVP as a player and a top coach winner in other previous seasons as a Swift Current 57. And watch out for pitching coach Andrew Albers, who is known for his time in the big leagues with the Minnesota Twins. The Berries are very much about local talent, as their first signee was actually 21-year-old Nolan Sparks of Saskatoon. He's an outfielder, and this season in college, he actually hit .379. So you know Nolan Sparks is going to be getting a lot of playing time in that outfield with the Berries. And make sure you check out dual threat pitcher hitter Corey Wouters, .416 with 9 home runs in 52 games in college, as well as 69 strikeouts in 41 innings. A bit of a do-it-all guy, maybe a Shohei Ohtani type for the Berries. So there you have it. I'm super excited for this year's Western Canadian Baseball League season. If you're in the area, make sure you go check out some of these teams, whether you're in Alberta or Saskatchewan. And if you're nowhere in the area, make sure you go check out your own local Summer Collegiate Baseball League. I greatly appreciate all the support here on 3 Up, 3 Down. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel as we push for 500 subscribers. Go check out some of my previous content. And until next time, take care, everyone.